Hi guys, back out again for another wild camp. This time I'm at Harwood Forest for a bit of wild camping and backpacking. It's not the biggest forest. It's big to walk around with a heavy backpack, so I thought bikepacking is the way to go. And I've been watching Jimmy's channel, Lundy Wild Camping Bushcraft. His last couple of videos has been at Harwood and really interesting. He's done a little bit of shelter building. He's actually had a good wander around, and hats off to him, like, because I kind of figured out where he went, and it's a long hike, especially, you know, carrying weight. And I'm on a bike today and I'm a little bit knackered, so if you like this kind of content, check out his channel. I'll put links in the description because it's a similar kind of content to what I do. I've had a bit scout around looking for places to camp. It looks great on Google Earth, you know, water source, high up on the crags, that sort of thing, and when you get there it's like difficult to get to. It's not really a track. You know, it's the trees, the mature trees, which I thought would be, you know, the ones that have been here the longest, they're too close together. I can't get in, I can't find a suitable place to camp, so I've dropped back down here next to the stream. It's opened up. It's a little bit less boring than Sitka spruce. You know, there's a little bit of mixed planting here, more broad-leaved deciduous trees. It is quite nice. I've got a water source. There's some pine behind us. I'm going to look for a camping spot there. It's getting a little bit too late to go too far in, you know, because I'm losing the light. I've probably got about 2 hours max, and I want to be set up before then. Well, I'm struggling to find somewhere to camp. The last couple of places look good from the road, but I just couldn't get over there with a bike. It was just all boggy and there was ticks everywhere, and I thought, nah, I'm not gonna risk it here, like. So I've kind of gone around one big circle. I'm back at the southern end of Harwood Forest, in the area where I usually camp, and the sun's going to go down in about 30 minutes, and I just basically had to jump in here. There's a bit of a stream. It's not the best water source, but it's going to have to do. I've got about a litre. I'm going to stop waffling. I'm going to get my camp up and do a little bit more filming, because I'm battling against the clock here now, and I want to be able to film a little bit as well and show you guys what gear I've brought and all that. So catch us all in a bit. Come out and do a bit of wild camping, because you know it makes sense. You know it makes sense. Right, on the front of the bike I've got lightweight stuff, sleeping bag, I've got a woolly hat and a folded up pillow. On the back here I've got a small pot for cooking, but I've also got a metal water bottle, and I've got some cordage wrapped around it so I can use that attached to a tripod, and I can boil water on that. Heavy items like tools, knife, folding saw, battery bank in the frame bag. The rest of the stuff's in my backpack. I can, with this setup, do a very minimal wild camp, have everything on the bike, but obviously that's not possible with me because I film everything, so I've always got to have a backpack. Even though technically with the bags I've got on here I can do a very minimal wild camp, but it would be quite uncomfortable because it's just, you know, it's more like a summer setup. I'm rapidly losing the light here now, guys, so I don't want to waffle too much. Well guys, I didn't film it, but I've finally got my camp up. So I'm in my British Army bivvy, and I've got my Thermarest Pro Light, and my sleeping bag's only 3 season. It's comfort rating down to 4 degrees Celsius. It will keep us warm down to 0 degrees, but it doesn't do that now. It's lost so many further, so I put a space blanket in there just to try and create a bit of a microclimate. I've got a tripod and I've got a stone to put the buddy burners on so it doesn't scorch the earth. Simple tripod. And I've got me sitting mat on top of that old stump, and it's really comfortable actually. And I've got a second pot which I use as a cup. I can have proper meals in that, whereas with the water bottle, you know, you can't really eat out of it. You can boil water, so it's good for that. Right, I'm going to have chili con carne. I don't know whether you can see that, guys, but it's 2016, so it's 4 years out of date, so it's got to be used. So here we go. I'm using this tripod, got the cordage dangling down, and I made a pot hanger which sits inside the container when it's on the bike, you know, and I even drink from it when it's, you know, it's in there, because it's stainless steel, it's not going to poison us, and it's just easily adjustable. Probably needs to be a little bit further down. I'll tell you what happened the last time I was here. I was camping with Andy Wardle and we went to bed, and it was about 12 o'clock. I had the field recorder running. We're both snoring because the field recorder was picking it up, and on the audio there was a sound, and it sounded like Christopher, and I thought, that's strange. I thought at first it's the trees like moving around, like groaning and creaking and that, but there was no wind. And you know, sometimes the brain interprets sounds and hears what it wants to hear. So I showed a few people, and they all said it sounded weird. It sounded, you know, it sounded like Christopher. Well, I cleaned the audio up a bit more, and now in 4 seconds before the sound Christopher, there was another very faint sound. It was like Christopher, and then 4 seconds later it was like Christopher, and it sounded like a child saying it. Now what I am going to do, I'm going to put the files on my Google Drive. It's from the Zoom H6, it's like 2 gigabytes in size, but it's like a raw file. It's 96 kilohertz, 24 bits, so it's high quality. So it's something, if you want to download it and scrutinise the audio for yourself, it's unedited, there's no audio effects added. The sound happens, I think it's 15 minutes 50 seconds. 15 minutes and 50 seconds. If you listen from there, you'll hear the sounds. But I just got me freaked out, so I decided to come back on my own to see if I can get whatever it was to communicate again. Like I say, I don't know what it was, but it was just so strange, you know. But for years I've camped here, I've never heard anything like that. A lot of the times I have the field recorder pointing away, but I think it was pointing more towards me and Andy. So I think having the field recorder pointing to the camp is probably the best thing. I know it picks up the snoring, but if there's anything going to be coming around the camp or messing with the camp, it's going to, you know, I want the field recorder pointing towards me, and I will be snoring, but in a way I don't mind that, because it tells me that if there's a sound, it's not me making it, or it's not somebody else making it, because we're both asleep if we can hear snoring. But there wasn't just that, was like, it sounded like a tin, because I had a few tinnies, you know. It was no wind, and so it wasn't a beer can falling over, but it sounded like the beer can getting crushed ever so slightly. Not getting crushed like stamped on, but just, you know, crushed a little bit, or just stood on gently, you know. But it wasn't the sound of a beer can falling over. It wasn't like the metallic sound. It was definitely something crushing it slightly, you know. But I'm not going to play that, because people will just say, well, you could have done that, you know. But the sounds of something saying Christopher, that's a bit more compelling. And that water is now boiling, guys, so I'm going to have to have me forget what I'm going to have now, cup of soup or something. Chili con carne, 4 years out of date. So if you don't see put my teeth back in. If the video suddenly ends now and there's nothing else, you know, I've probably got food poisoning or something's took us away in the night. But then again, who would have edited the video and uploaded it? Boom, boom. Right, guys, I'm away. If there's anything interesting happens, I'll bring you along. But for now, I'm going to have me food, and I'll catch you all in a bit. Get out and do a bit of wild camping. You know it makes sense. That wasn't bad, that was just made up. Apparently what you do is you switch all the electrical stuff off, cameras, mobile phones. I sat in the dark. I was listening for sounds. Camera light's gone out there. It's probably only got an hour maximum. So I'm just got me head torch here. I'm gonna sign off in a minute anyway. I'm gonna total fool myself already with the harmonica playing. I'll probably not even upload it to YouTube, to be honest with you. Right, I've done enough waffling, you know. I'm gonna frighten myself, freak myself out, and at least I'm 10 metres from the track and I can be away in about 5 seconds if I want to be. Get out and do it a while camping, because you know it makes sense. Camping on your own in this place, you know it makes sense. The spooky forest of doom. Right, that's me signing off. See you all later. I'll switch back on if there's anything interesting, but if not, I'll see you all tomorrow. Morning. Well, I didn't really hear anything unusual last night, apart from, which I think was the trees creaking and groaning and knocking together. Just beside us are some trees look like they're about to fall over, which some of them have. Some of the times I've been here and I've recorded what sounds like wood taps or wood knocks has been that, just trees, you know, like rubbing together. But I mean, some of the times when I've heard knocks, it sounded as if like it's been a powerful knock. But saying that, when I've got the Zoom H6 gain turned right up, sometimes a very quiet sound can become a big sound, and it can be, you know, deceiving sometimes. But apart from that, I mean, I slept like a log. Woke up a couple of times in the morning when it was starting to get light. I felt like I was a couple of cold spots, but that's down to my sleeping bag. That it's losing a lot of feathers, you know. But it was a little bit dark last night when I was trying to show you my camp, so I'll show you it now. So I was just in my British Army bivvy last night, and I love that bag because it just offers more room to get all my gear in. That's me folding pillow. I was on me Thermarest Pro Light. My only gripe with it is it's a little bit thin, and I do get like sore hips sometimes. I do prefer the Army bivvy to the Hunter bivvy. The Gore-Tex, I think it's more breathable than the Hunter material, and with this bag being a little bit bigger, I can get me mat inside, and you know, it's not going to blow away if it's windy, and it creates a kind of a small microclimate, and I just feel like I'm a little bit warmer. And plus I can get my camera gear in there, my boots, my bag if I need to. And I was under the sill top one, you know, kept it quite high up, so I had plenty of visibility all around. And as you can see, guys, I'm only about not even 10 metres away from the path. I've got the top connected to the small carabiner and a small Prusik knot, and I've got the tarp hitch on this side. It's quick release, and on the other side the Siberian hitch, also quick release. I'm not going to pull it because it'll just come out. Having these carabiners to connect the tarp to the ridge line, it means I can attach the tarp later or just take it away if need be. I could sort of like slide it along and have it out the way if need be. When you're in a bivvy, you don't really need a massive tarp above you. I mean, that's 8 by 5 feet, and that's all you need for, you know, because really your bivvy is your shelter, but obviously you need to have the top covered, otherwise you are going to get wet. But if it does rain and you haven't got a tarp, the hood, you can always lie with the bivvy inverted upside down, and that can be your rain cover in an emergency. You know, I've had to do that once or twice, thinking it's not going to rain and not putting a tarp up and then getting caught out. Right, I'm going to get packed away, guys, and I'll catch you all a little bit later. Get out and do a bit of wild camping. You know what makes sense? You know it makes sense. that's it guys, I'm all packed up ready to go. I've had a good look around, leave no trace, the wild camper's motto. Sun started to come out, it was actually drizzling before that stopped, so I've got the ride out of here and I've got the sunshine as well, so what more can I ask for? I'll catch you all on the next one. Get out and do a bit of wild camping, you know it makes sense.